So the Desanctis paper, Capturing the Complexities in Advanced Technology Use by Using Adaptive Structuration Theory, talks about how the organization structure is changed by the use of advanced technology, and the adaptive structuration theory helps in analyzing that. So the adaptive structuration theory it examines the changes from the two points, the type of the structure that is provided by the technology, and as well as the structure that is actually emerged from the actions of the human and the people's interaction with the technology. So this study looks into the variation in organizational change that occurs in advanced technologies with the use of adaptation structuration theory as a framework. So adaptive structuration theory looks into two types of structures provided by technologies and structures that emerges from human action. This theory can be used as framework for different changes that occurs with the introduction of new technologies. So the adaptive structuration theory integrates two schools of thoughts, the decision making and the institutional, and they add the soft school of thought, the integrative perspective, the social technology school. So in the decision-making school, they focus on technology, engineering, hardline determinism, relative statics, models of behavior, positivist approach to research, ideographic, cross-sectional research design. And for institutional, they focus on the social structures, the non-deterministic modes, pure process models, integrative approach to research, and all. And for the integrative perspectives, they look into focusing on, the two school of thought here. There's the technology side and then the social structure side, and it is the soft-line determinism, and it's a mixed models of behavior, positives and interpretive approaches are integrated. So the proposition of the adaptive structuration theory here, there are about 5 propositions, and here it looks into the interplay of social structure and human actions and advanced technologies shaping each other through recursive processes. So the adaptive information technologies as social structure brings about change in organization, and it either enables or constrains change. And the social structure here is described as either structural features or spirits. So if we go to the next slide here, we see from the figure that we see all the propositions made in this paper. So the proposition 1 is such that proposition 1 made here is that advanced information technologies provide social structure that can be described in terms of their features and spirits. So the structural features and spirits, their structural features such as the restrictiveness of the technology used, the level of sophistication of the technology, the comprehensiveness, how much of like tools and how much of the functionality coverage by the technology, and then the spirit such as the decision process, leadership of the management, efficiency, conflict management, and the atmosphere. For the proposition 2, they uses use of advanced information technology structures may vary depending on the task, the environment, and other contingencies that offer alternative source of social structure. So in the other sources of structure, it depends on the task and the organization environment. For the proposition 3, the emergent sources of structure the emergent sources of structures are applied in the AIT outputs, the task outputs, organizational environment outputs as well. And then the proposition 4 shows that the new and social structure arises with the change of rules and resources by the advanced information technology appropriation in a given context, and then is reproduced in group interaction over time. So in the social interaction, interaction perspective, we see that the group decision process depends on the appropriation of structures. So in this case, the appropriation of structures here is the appropriation moves, the faithfulness of appropriation, the instrumental use, persistent attitudes towards appropriation. So, and then proposition 6 states that the nature of advanced information technologies appropriation will vary depending on the group's internal system, such as the style of interaction, the knowledge and experience with structures, the perceptions of other knowledge, agreement on appropriation. And the last proposition shows that decision outcomes depends on the efficiency, quality, consensus, and the commitment. So when we look into this article, it talks about appropriation, where it is the process of change in the system with the recursive occurrence of with the change in the use of the technology and all. So appropriation is not like automatically determined by technology design, and it can be examined on different levels, such as the macro level, the global level, and the institutional level. So on the table 4, we can see that depending on the unit of analysis, the level of analysis changes. So if it is just speech or other X, you can do it appropriation at micro level. So the aspects of appropriation would be appropriation moves, faithful versus unfaithful appropriation, instrumental use of structures, attitudes towards structures. So on a global level, it would be the unit of analysis would be entire meeting or multiple meetings, and on institutional level, it would be multiple groups and across organization. So this paper triggered adaptive structuration process for the advanced states that the advanced information technology trigger adaptive structurational process, which over time can lead to changes in the rules and resources that organizations use in social interaction. So adaptive structuration theory enhances understanding of groups, not just technology use, because it takes into the integrative perspective in the study. And then we see that the strength of adaptive structuration theory is that it facilitates analysis of between group differences, account structural potential of technology, and focuses on technology use as key determinant in technological impact.